listening to the Fishing in Florida show every Sunday morning from 8 to 10 on the WCET radio network. And now, from the Sunshine State, transmitting from Palm Beach County off the southeastern coast of Florida, your host, Chris Falla.
Good morning, good morning. It is the Fishing in Florida show. It is an honor and privilege to have you join in and allow us to share with you some of the excitement that we have when it comes to fishing. And this morning I have Carolyn, and Carolyn is with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, who are you going to call? The one and only Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Good morning, my dear. How are you?
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there.
It is. It's starting out to be a warm day. It's going to be a gorgeous day at the beach. Beach report looks good. It's going to be a gorgeous day to be out in a boat. Boat report looks good. The seas are 2 to 4 feet or less. The intercoastal waters are a very light chop. It's just going to be a nice day for. Unfortunately, for those of you who are looking forward to that nice crisp morning, no, it didn't happen this morning. It warmed up pretty quick, and the humidity is back, and it's just a typical South Florida day, while my friend up in Wisconsin is expecting, I don't know how much more snow, but last night she told me that with the wind chill factor, it was minus 7 degrees. Can you imagine that? I'm looking out my window. The sun is shining. It is a gorgeous minus 7 degrees. Lord have mercy. That's why I don't live in Wisconsin. Thank you, God. Well, now you had a little excitement this last week, so I'm kind of excited to hear about your excitement.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you know, my ladies team is sponsored by Real Captivating, which is a 62-foot Viking. They also give us all of our gear, which they also make available for sale for raising money for cancer. They flew myself and one of the girls down to Isla Mujeres, Mexico, and it was amazing. We went in on Tuesday. We walked around the town, the little city. It makes you feel like you're in old Mexico meets old Italy. It was incredible. We fished all day on Wednesday. We got 27 sailfish to the boat out of 30. Only lost a few, which I am taking the credit for losing a few. But what's so cool is they let us and taught us more and more how to work the cockpit.
Wow.
So I had, one burned finger from the line going out so fast. And but what's crazy, let me tell you this, is there are bait balls that are so huge and hundreds of frigate birds over these bait balls. And these sailfish would run to the back of the boat like a dolphin normally would if you had a whole school of dolphin. I never saw so many sailfish so close before,
wow,
ever. It was pretty amazing.
And I take it that the water was probably very pretty as well, huh?
Well, yes, absolutely. So we went about 40 miles offshore, and the water continually was at 120 feet. So we were working a shelf, meaning that a shoal area that we really weren't going to catch anything but sailfish. And it was amazing that just all day, continually, if you saw those birds, which they were everywhere, you would be finding the sailfish. And it was very exciting. I mean, there were times when we had 4 lines in, 4 people were catching. And it was I was pretty sore by the end of the day. It was a great crew. Real Captivating has always, been nice to get us out there, do something new. And then we came back the next day. So it was literally a 1.5-day trip. It took longer to fly than to get through U.S. Customs. So because our trip was so short, they flagged Marina and myself and kept us there for 3 hours.
Now, what a nightmare that must be. My gosh. But it sounds like, other than that, it sounds like it was really awesome. So were you doing the sailfish dance when you had 4 of you all hooked up and dancing around each other and trying to make sure that the lines aren't getting tangled? I bet that was a sight to see.
That was amazing. And here's what's so cool, and the video I'm waiting on. They had a GoPro camera mounted to the cockpit that anytime something cool was happening, someone was supposed to turn it on. And I'm pretty sure that they had that video. But it was pretty amazing because not only do you have the 4 lines in the water and the 4 anglers, and you're doing the over and under and trying not to tie up lines, they fish with a thing called a dredge. So if our listeners can imagine a really fancy chandelier with a lot of layers, and each one of those places where there would be a little light would be tied either a bait fish with no hook or something that looked like a school of bait. And we were dragging these things behind the boat on both sides.
Never
So
heard
as
of
we're
it.
fighting these fish and backing down, the crew is having to get all of these other teaser type items out of the water. So that was a little bit challenging, as they were turning the boat to try and get back to the fish. Because I was almost fooled a few times, Rascala. The fish really went far and deep, surprisingly.
Wow.
So they'd have to turn the boat around and go chase them. And now, like you said, you've got the sailfish dance in the back with lines getting tangled, and whose fish do you get to the boat first? And it was just really excitement. And this is a real tournament crew. It's a private tournament crew. So for us to fish with them, it's always amazing.
I'm trying to imagine in my mind, looking in the back of the boat, which is very common. The boat's cruising along, and you're facing the back of the boat, and you're looking out at the water and trying to check out the baits that might be, you're pulling out there. And to see a whole school of these things would just flip me out. I just can't imagine that. Wow.
They came through the spread all different color. Normally, for our listeners that don't know, they're normally dark on the top. So if you look down from the surface, they camouflage, and they're very light from the bottom. So if a predator looks for them and looks up, they're hard to see. But when they are slashing bait in the back of the boat, and usually they were going toward those teasers. Again, the teasers have no hooks. They're strictly there to get the fish crazy.
Yep.
They were turning silver and gold, and they had white spots on them. They looked like zebras for a while. And the captain, he's up there all for 10 hours. He's only looking for birds and bait balls and fish running through, and what hook are they going after? And he's calling out to us, short, right, left, long, meaning that's where the fish is.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had the toughest job of the day because he had to keep spotting and telling us where that fish is for us to get ready to try and, hook it up. But it was amazing. And Darina, she likes fishing, but after 3 sailfish, she said she had enough. And I said, well, heck, we got 30 more to go, so we're going to have a problem because I only caught 10. That's all my little body could handle. So it was amazing. And one-day trip was amazing.
I took some friends of mine out. You just reminded me. I took some friends of mine out one time, and we had a school of dolphin, and we were fishing. I mean, they were catching, if you've ever been in a school of dolphin, it's just pandemonium. It's just craziness all over the place. And this school decided to stick around for a while. We fished for probably 20 minutes catching dolphin. I think we caught about 25 dolphin altogether, 25, maybe 30 dolphin. Before it was all over, both of them sat down. I'm going, what's the matter with you guys? We've had enough. And that's what you remind me of when you tell me about, you get wore out from the sailfish. I wore these guys out. I was ready to keep going. But I can't imagine catching that many sailfish in one day. And then doing the dance, the sailfish dance, where you got 4 of you going at one time. That's got to be a trip.
It was actually great because Wayne, the owner, who's always so generous, actually fished with us. I've never had a chance to fish with him. It was pretty amazing because even when I love fishing, even when I was ready to go in, they're like, well, the afternoon bite starts at 5. Do you mind if we stay a couple more hours? And Darina and I are like, they're like,
man,
this is your charter, girls. We're like, well, we're thinking about going in. They're like, no, you're not. So that was another couple hours, and it didn't suck. It's a 4-state room, fully air conditioned, cappuccino maker boat.
Wow.
And so we let the boys catch a bunch because they were actually counting and indicating what angler caught the fish because they needed bragging rights at stock. So they're definitely on an active count, and we topped over 107 fish in like 3 days for them.
Good gravy. Well, I see Robert's on the line with us. Good morning, Robert. Robert is with Florida Fisherman Magazine. Welcome, my friend.
Good morning, everybody. How's your day?
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day, Robert.
Well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Good
day. It's not raining yet, but it's supposed to later. So.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that on there. I didn't really take a good look at the map this morning, the radar map. So we're expecting rain this afternoon, huh? Because it's awful pretty right now. Is it going to cool down? I didn't check into that either.
No, it's not going to cool down until next Friday. So.
Oh, my goodness. Well, yeah, this is typical, not atypical, but a little cooler, but it is a typical warm morning. We went out for the walk this morning. The humidity was out there. The temperature was already at about 75, and I think it's just going to get warmer as the day goes on.
Indeed.
It's going to be a beautiful day for fishing.
Yeah, not later, I don't think. They're talking, I don't know if it's correct, but I heard somebody saying there was going to be wind gusts to like 50 miles an hour later.
Holy smokes. I better go check that out. Well, did you get to do any fishing this last week?
Only my snook fishing at night, but been working on the magazine and doing some snook fishing at night. My neighbor's getting ready to move up to Ocala, so he's the one I go with all the time. So we went over there a couple of times. So
how did you do?
Very well, as usual. I mean, we're the only ones apparently that fish there. So.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Is this a canal or something that you go to?
I've never seen another person there, but there again, we're always there in the middle of the night normally. But
yeah,
there's nobody else ever even. We don't even find, normally people leave bait behind and stuff, but there's nothing. So I'm guessing we're the only ones that fish there.
Wow. Can you describe the area without giving it away? Is it a canal?
Yes, it's in our neighborhood.
Oh. Well, that kind of answers that. I think I shared with you.
There's a big opening. There's a big opening that goes out to the main portion of the Indian River, and then it comes in, and there's a big bowl at the end of where we fish. That's the end of the description.
Wow. Well, I think I shared with you before that I had never, prior to this last fishing trip that I did with my son and my daughter, I'd never seen snook literally out in the ocean. And you look down and you see, my gosh, there was 30, 40, 50 of them down there. I'd never seen anything like that. I'd always, what am I trying to say? I thought of snook as either in a canal, or the other place that I've seen them where they were in the ocean was under a pier. I'd never seen them like out in the open like that. Always somewhere where there's shade or something that can hide under.
Well, they're lined up in the jetties. They're just, any place there's rocks and an inlet, they're just lined up there. So.
I couldn't believe that. It was amazing. That's truly, truly amazing. So, can you tell us anything about any tournaments? Are you aware of any tournaments going on?
Actually, when Katie comes on, she's got a tournament coming up that she wants to talk about, so I'll let her talk about that.
Okay.
But there are some tournaments coming. And they should have had a mahi tournament in February, because there's people still catching mahi all over the place.
That is crazy.
It's nuts, and I've never seen anything like this late in the year.
Wow.
Patrick Price, the guy from Daymaker Charters here locally, sent me some pictures yesterday. They caught 12.
We're going to have to get Angelia up here. That's all there is to it. And and break the ice with the mahi.
She was almost going to come up and see me on Friday, but just getting back from my Mexico trip and catching up, I told her it was a little bit too close, but she promised she was going to come up in the next 4 or 5 days. We'll have a little meeting, and we'll get her out and catch mahi.
Yeah, and break the ice so she can take it back.
Yeah.
I wonder now. You're hearing about the mahi being caught. That's typically off our area, right?
Yeah, well, I generally see them from around here, around Jensen Beach, all the way down to the Keys. So.
Okay. That's what I was trying to kind of get around. So they are down in the Keys. You're hearing reports of them down there as well.
I have not seen any north of us at all, but they are from here south. So
wow.
There's a lot being caught off of Pompano, where Carolyn is. There's a lot being caught out of Miami, and a lot being caught in the Keys. So.
Don't tell Angelia.
Just not where Angelia is.
Apparently not. So.
I love her. We tease her so much about this. It's a poor thing. She should have never told us that she was being skunked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah,
So
Robert, I should be getting some good video today of our little quick one-day trip to Mexico. So I'll make sure I get it to you, and if there's stuff worth posting with our quad hookups.
I bet that'll be good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that'll be great for the.
I'd love to have it.
It'd be great if you have the video.
I'll get it this afternoon.
And she was just telling us, I don't know if you heard her, she was telling us there's 4 of them hooked up at one time, and they're doing the sailfish dance.
That's got to be a circus.
I'm telling you, the sailfish dance, You go up, I go down.
Just trying to keep your lines from getting tangled.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And it's pretty amazing because not only that, Robert, we had 2 really big dredges in the water that these guys made up, a triple height dredge. So not only were we worrying about circling around to catch these fish because they were pulling we were fighting light drag, which is great. They were pulling most of the line off the reel to the point where I kept saying, "Do I have enough? Do I have enough? Do I have enough? Do I have enough?" They're like, "Don't worry, you have enough. Don't touch a drag." I was like, but it was pretty amazing. And I can't wait to see the footage. And I lost a few. They were having me learn a little bit more so that I could fish kind of on the tournament team if it needed a stand-in. But great, it was a great time. And there was only two of us, myself and Marina, as lady anglers, so that was awesome.
Wow,
it's a good day there. So.
I'm telling you. And they're catching. How many did you catch altogether before it was over?
We got 27 out of 31. Yeah. I did lose 2. It's I'm learning, so I did lose 2, but and that was we caught most of them by 1:00 in the afternoon.
Wow, that is just amazing.
If you find them, you find them. That's for sure.
I've never experienced like that with sailfish. With dolphin, I have, but never with when we caught sailfish. It was a 1 or a 2. If we were lucky, it was 2. It was always very sparse.
And it was funny, like we were so tired toward the end, and every time the lines would go off, we'd be like, look at each other and go, no,
again?
Not another one. No, I don't want it. I don't want to do this.
Oh my goodness. Well, now you mentioned the magazine, Robert. Is it going to be? When is it going to be ready? I guess is the question.
Probably about a week. Still working on some stuff and waiting on some stuff, so. That seems to be the usual hang-up is waiting on stuff. So people are not very punctual. So.
I can understand that. Oh my goodness!
But I get it. They're out fishing and doing what they got to do. So I get it.
Now, with regard to other tournaments happening, we're going to have a gentleman by the name of Brett Fitzgerald on later. He's with the Lagoon fishing event. Were you aware of that? They're having some kind of a fishing event in the Lake Worth Lagoon. Did you hear anything about that?
No, I was not. I did not.
He's going to give us some more information about that. From what I understand, I think it's free as well. And the purpose, from what I gather, is they want to see all the different having people catching different species, so they can, document all the different things, all the different species that people are going to catch. I think he's going to tell us all about it when he comes on later. But I had just picked it up.
Probably a good thing to do. So.
Yeah. What a neat way to get the information that you want. People are out there having fun catching fish and reporting what they're catching, and you get the data that you need.
Well, it's a fun tournament too. It's inshore, so everybody can participate.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So he'll tell us some more about that. But with that aside, anything else that you're aware of that's going on? Is something going on in the Keys? Why do I keep thinking there's something happening in the Keys?
Well, there's a kids camp out. It was put on by the fire department, the fire department in Dade County.
Mm-hmm.
There's a kids camp out and fishing tournament going on this weekend.
Oh, awesome!
It was going on this weekend. I think it's over now, but it's a thing they do every year, and it's at Fish Eating Creek.
Oh, wow!
And they have a camp out and fishing tournament and cookout, and it's a big thing they do for kids. It's always cool. So.
Fish Eating Creek. The first camp out that I'd ever been to, I was a Boy Scout. It was at Fish Eating Creek. We hiked in 5 miles. I thought I was going to die, carrying our backpacks, and set up a campground. And it was the most amazing thing that I had ever experienced up until that point in my life. It was really neat. We fished. We did, of course, we camped. We learned a whole lot about the cypress. They were, I don't know why, but they were quite focused on the cypress back then. The cypress trees and the cypress knees, and each one of us got to pick a cypress knee and cut it, and part of the project was to make a lamp. I made a lamp for my parents out of it. Those are great memories back there, and I guess that whole place has completely changed now. This is decades ago. So I'm sure it's
I
all
have not seen it in
changed.
20 years. So,
are you going to be doing the park thing today? We're going to be doing the bikes in the park.
we went yesterday, not today, just because, like I said, from what I saw, it's going to pour later,
Mm-hmm.
like really bad.
How was it yesterday?
So, was beautiful. It was a great day.
It's all dried out?
Too hot. Yeah, it's all dried out. Probably not after last night, but it rained there a lot last night. It rained here a lot last night. So.
You know, I didn't get any rain at all. You're like the third person who told me today that it poured. It just literally poured. I mean, we didn't get anything. And this was in Loxahatchee, and I'm in Wellington. Loxahatchee is maybe about 3 miles north of me, 2 miles north of me, and I didn't get it. I don't know. That's crazy. So if this thing comes through,
sideways rain here last night. So
holy smokes!
Ooh.
That's when.
And I got none. In Deerfield, none.
Yeah, that's nuts. All right, we're up against a break. Yeah, that's typical Florida. We're up against a break. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. This morning, I have Carolyn with Atlas Trax. I have Robert with the Florida Fisherman magazine. We are going to be welcoming another guest here shortly. And as soon as we come back from our break, we'll do that. So bear with me just a minute as we get to go in here, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Riscala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Club, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Club has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclub.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Club. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions, don't text and drive.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
Oh, I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida where the sun shines all day. I just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. Good morning to you. If you're just joining us, we will have a link to the archive. We do have archives, and it will be on the Fishing in Florida Show on Facebook. And if you look us up on Facebook while you're there, if you would be so kind, give us a like, and that helps us remain relevant in the searches. The archives are located on YouTube, but for the life of me, I haven't been able to figure out if you put a query in on YouTube and put Fishing in Florida Show, you will get everybody but us. So the easiest way I've figured out how to do it right now is you'll find a link on the Facebook page. Just go to Facebook, Fishing in Florida Show. There'll be a link right there, and you'll see all the archives listed. A bunch of different ways you can listen to us. The easiest of all of those ways, of course, is we do have our own app, and that app is in the major stores. You find it under WCET FM. That's our home network. That's the easiest of all the ways. Or if you already have an app, if you have the TuneIn app, you can find us under Marina Rock Radio. Thank you, Marina Rock. A great big thank you to Marina Rock, one of our affiliates, who allows us to use their airwaves. That's another way you can find us. Or if you are on Facebook, you can actually click on Contact Us on Facebook. That's another way you'll be connected to the live server if you click on Contact Us. And, of course, if you are on the web, you can always go to our home network, www.wcetfm.com, and you can listen to us there. A bunch of different ways you can listen to us. We love every one of you, and thank you for taking the time to allow us to share with you. All right, so let me get back to my co-host. That is Carolyn with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back.
Thank you so much, Riscala.
And we have Robert on standby, so let me get Robert back up here. Welcome back, Robert.
Well, hello again.
And we have our next guest, and I'm going to allow Robert here to, I want you to introduce our next guest and kind of give us a little bit of background.
I would love to. Her name is Captain Katie Jo Davis, and she recently got her captain's license. She has been fishing for many, many years that I'm aware of. She was a guide at Ganglers up in Canada. She has been fishing, as far as I know, her entire life, and she's a great friend. And Katie, are you there?
Good morning. Yes, I'm here.
Well, welcome.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about your new fishing venture.
Well, you're right, Robert. I have been fishing just about all my life. I grew up on the water here in Crystal River, Florida. We're located in Citrus County. And, yes, I've recently went and got my charter captain's license, and I'm starting my new charter business.
Congratulations.
What's your website? For anybody who needs it, what is your website?
It is kd-outdoors.com. And the name of my charter, fishing charter, and scalloping charter business is KD Outdoors.
Cool.
So
you're going to do scallop charters too.
Yes, it's very exciting. And yes, Crystal River is known for one of the best places on the Gulf Coast to scallop. And the 2021 season, it's actually going to be July 1st through September 24th. So we're all preparing now, booking now. So if you're interested in doing a scalloping trip, if you've never done it, it's a lot of fun. It's very similar to a Easter egg hunt underwater.
and you know
that's not.
Too, so.
Yeah, and that's not the first time we've heard that, Riscala. Remember, we had the folks at Steenhatchee, and they were saying how that was a Easter egg hunt underwater.
Yeah, that's why I got a tickle out of that. So,
Katie, you said there's a tournament coming up that you're involved with?
Oh.
Yeah, so it's called the Sodium Tournament Trail. It's one of the first of its kind, especially in this area. And it consists of 4 different tournaments. And I'll actually be fishing with the folks out of Plantation on Crystal River with Miss Rosemary White. I'm sure you guys know her. She's very popular in the angler world.
I certainly do.
Yep, so we're excited to be partnering together, and hopefully we'll bring home a couple trophies from that. So.
Wow.
And they're going to hold that at the Plantation?
They're going to have one of the tournaments will be at the Plantation on Crystal River, and then they'll have 3 other tournaments that will take place down in Homosassa as well. So it consists of 4 different tournaments, and then whoever holds the most amount of points at the end for redfish, then they win the first place. They'll win the overall trail. So it's very neat, and it's a really good concept on what they're doing. So.
Well, you are. I believe you are the redfish princess, so you're supposed to win this thing, right?
I'm hoping. I am the redfish princess. My dad nicknamed me that when I was very young, and it really grew and stuck very well, especially in this area. The red fishing's just unbelievable. You know, we have a great fishery. We're very blessed in that, and I mean it's fun catching them. That's for sure.
Have they done anything about the keeping of them, or the is that still banned over there? Are they still not allowed to keep them?
We're actually a little further north, so we are able to keep them in Citrus County. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the red tide did not affect us. You know, fortunately, we're pretty fortunate with that. It did not affect us as bad as it did a little bit more towards the south. So we still have our basic regulations. 1 red fish per person on the boat, 18 inches to 27 inches. So.
Cool. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Rascala. What were you going to say?
I'm thinking of where she's at. Am I wrong? Is there a lot of fresh water around that area?
There is. Crystal River is also home of the manatees.
That's what I thought.
We have
okay.
the largest manatee population in the world that congregate here every winter. And so that's another very popular tourist attraction. People from all over the world come to swim with our amazing manatees. So the gentle giants.
Is that where? Okay.
What is that big spring where they all go? Is that Three Sisters Spring or something like that?
Yep, Three Sisters Spring and also Kings Bay. So right where Plantation's actually located, right on Kings Bay. So.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
I was going to say, I think there's a lot of folks that actually go diving in those springs, looking for the megalodon teeth and other artifacts, and I think it's supposed to be incredibly clear.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the Jenny Springs, but you know, certainly it's amazing that the ground of that spring hasn't changed much. And as you know what, I was up there doing some canoeing, and they say that 1 million gallons of water come leaching out of the sand in certain areas, and I stood in one of those areas. It was amazing how the sand was like quicksand because so much water was coming out from the ground.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. A friend of mine actually found a megalodon tooth in the Rainbow River. So.
Wow.
There's a lot of history there. Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't wake you up real quick, that means that, I mean, I think most of us know anyway. This whole area was underwater for quite some time. Even wherever we are, that's what we call dry land. This whole thing was underwater for God knows how many years. It's the only way you can justify finding these teeth that are so far in. I've heard that they find as far in as I'm trying to think of. I can see it in my mind. I can't read it. I mean, like really far inland, in fresh water, like not brackish water, fresh water. They're finding shark's teeth and megalodon teeth, and parts of just recently, about 6 or 7 months ago, I read an article where they found what they think to be part of a dinosaur. So this whole area at one time had to be underwater. I mean, you look at the sand. I'm like probably 23 miles from the ocean. We have sand out here. It's just like on the oceans. There's no difference. The only difference is it's dry. You don't have waves coming in, you know. But other than that, so you can tell this whole area was underwater at one time. So to hear about that just kind of gives testimonial to it. That wow. So you mentioned the scalloping. Do you regular fish too? I mean, are you now that you're a captain, are you going to be taking people out fishing, charter fishing?
Yes, I am.
Excellent.
Yes, actually, I'm getting ready to head out this afternoon.
Oh, cool.
We'll have a really great incoming tide today, and then I'm booked up. Wow, probably all the way through the end of March. So March 1st starts snook season here. And that's a very popular time to come down and catch those snook.
Yeah.
And I've actually came to be pretty good at getting those things in the boat. So I'm looking forward to having people on my boat who've never caught them before, or even maybe looking to catch their personal best. So
now, if I remember
so
right,
exciting.
I read a little bit about you, and you are a veteran. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. Yep.
Ding.
I served 6 years in the U.S. Army.
God bless you. Thank
so
you.
it was an incredible military career. I traveled a lot of the world, down in the Caribbean, South America, and I was very blessed to have the military career that I had. So,
well, thank you for your service.
What branch of the service, Katie, were you in?
I was in the Army, in the U.S. Army.
Wow, not impressive. It's so impressive. A woman out there doing what you're doing now with your charter business, your new charter business. I wish you incredible luck. And thank you for your service.
But not only did she do that, she was a guide up in Canada, weren't you, Katie?
Yes, I wasn't necessarily a guide, but I do sell a lot of fishing. My boss has a remote fly-in lodge in Manitoba, Canada.
Wow.
It's about 200 miles from the nearest road. So if you want true relaxation, no cell phone service, no vehicles, you can't drive there, you have to fly.
Wow.
I call it a true vacation.
Wow.
We do offer Wi-Fi if you have to use it. But when you're there, the fishing, I've never experienced fishing like that in the world.
I can't imagine.
For northern pike, lake trout, walleye, and grayling. And, oh, goodness, you think it's relaxing, but you're so busy catching fish all day, it's not really that relaxing. So,
Carolyn
you don't go to Ganglers to relax.
Carolyn kind of
Not if you
described
like
that
to
when
work.
she was sail fishing. Carolyn kind of described that when she was sail fishing a couple of days ago. Yeah, I can imagine. So it's like untouched land, basically, right?
Yes, and we actually are allocated 6 million acres up there. So
Holy smokes.
we are the only ones that are fishing that entire area. It's full catch and release, and with a little bit, you can keep some for shore lunch. Your guide would make you a shore lunch, everything like that. But we offer a main lodge that holds 24 guests, so it's smaller than a lot of your typical lodges that hold 50 to 60 guests. And we also have 5 different outposts. So if you're a little more rugged and you don't want the whole 5-star accommodations and everything, we do offer our outposts where these large groups will come in and they'll spend the week out in the middle of Canada, in the middle of the forest.
That is amazing. And I take it people, even during the winter, people do this?
During the winter, no. Our season is only June, around the first week of June through the first week of October. It's pretty bad winter. I think today it's negative 13 degrees up there. So I'll stay in Florida.
No, thank you.
Out on the water, I don't think so.
No, thank you. It's not water at that point. It's all ice, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Even the fish are frozen
Yep.
at that point, I think. Oh, my gosh. I can't imagine. Wow. So I'm trying to picture this place in my mind. It would probably be like something you see on National Geographic or something like that, huh?
Most definitely.
Oh, my gosh.
And one of the coolest parts of it is come mid-August through September and October, we have the most amazing northern lights. So, and it's kind of like the best kept secret for northern lights because a lot of people go to Iceland and those types of places for it. But we are experiencing these northern lights in 50-degree weather. So you can leave your parkas at home. And you're literally sitting out by the campfire right in front of the lodge, and you're watching the northern lights dance across the sky. It's incredible. And you get to go fishing all day.
That has to be surreal. That has to be something that you look at and wonder to yourself, am I really seeing what I'm seeing? Is that really real? I've seen videos of it. I haven't seen it in person. And even the videos, I'm going, that can't be real. And people are going, yeah, that's real. That's an amazing sight to see. An amazing sight.
Hopefully we'll get Katie in the magazine this time. I'm trying to get her sister-in-law to write an article.
Wow. So, Katie, once again now, where are you located, where you work out of?
So I am located in Crystal River, Florida, home of the manatees. And I'm with Katie Outdoors Fishing Charters.
And
what's the phone number for the charters?
The phone number?
Yep.
For charters.
If they want a charter, what do they call?
It's 772-882-8932.
And the website you gave out earlier is KD, and I think it's KD hyphen, right? KD hyphen outdoors.com. I do the dash thing too, and one person, I tell them my website has a dash in it, and I tell them dash, and they put the word dash. So that's why I did that.
Oh.
It's KD hyphen or the minus sign outdoors.com, so that you can find her that way. Katie, thank you. It's an honor to have you on with us, and looking forward to having you back and giving us an update. And thank you so much for sharing with us this morning. Appreciate it. Let me give Robert an opportunity to say goodbye to you.
Good luck out there, girl, and you have a great day, and congratulations on your new business.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys allowing me to come on and chat with you this morning. And if you guys are wanting to go catch some snook or go scalloping, give me a call. We'll go out and we'll make it an awesome day.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
We'll do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if we mentioned during your little interview, what kind of boat would folks be going out on?
So I have a 20-foot Duracraft. It's a extra wide boat, very comfortable. You stay dry. I have a nice canopy, bimini top on it, so that if they get too hot during the summer, they can get under there and cool off, or if they don't want to get that much sun.
Beautiful, beautiful boat. Well, good luck with that, and congratulations on your captain license.
Thank you so much.
All right,
have a great day.
Here we go.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclub.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, they're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. It has caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah. Fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. Thank you for taking time to listen in. We greatly appreciate that. My co-host this morning, Carolyn with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Let me get my little button going here. Welcome back, Miss Carolyn.
Well, thank you so much, Riscala. And real briefly, it was kind of cool that the customer in Mexico did have one of our Atlas Trax trackers. Funny story, the owner said to the guys, don't take the boat out until I get there. And wouldn't you know, they went out fishing 3 days in a row.
Yes, amazing technology. Truly amazing. All right, I believe we have our next guest on, and that is Brett Fitzgerald, and he's going to tell us about that fishing tournament I mentioned earlier. Welcome to the Fishing in Florida Show, Brett. Thank you for taking the time to call in and share with us.
Good morning. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Good, Carolyn.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about, I saw I guess we would call it an ad, if you will, online, and I think it was on my Facebook page, and was quite interested in it because if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong, but I think it was for free. Is the tournament for free?
It is. Yes, it is. It's basically a research-driven, fishing tournament that anyone can join of any age. If you're a minor, of course, you sign up through your parents. And we're partnered up, my foundation, which is the Angler Action Foundation, which is based here in Lake Worth, Florida. We're partnered up with the county on this one, and the intent is just to capture catch data and research in the Lake Worth Lagoon to help their Environmental Resources Management Department better understand the functionality of the habitats in the Lake Worth Lagoon so they can continue to improve the quality of the water and the habitats here with their restoration efforts in a way that has a positive impact on fishing and anglers, and we don't make any mistakes as far as picking the wrong spots. We're just trying to help them out with that aspect.
So you gather the data, and then what do they do with it? They take the data and do what? They determine, do we need like stocking the area? Do we put more fish in, or do we take vegetation out, or what do they do with the data?
So in the case of the Lake Worth Lagoon, the anglers, they download our free tournament app, which is called iAngler Tournament. And we do have a suite of fishing research apps. So you want to be kind of careful that you're downloading iAngler Tournament in the whole title. It's a blue tile with a fish silhouette on it. And search through the app tournaments. There's hundreds of them in there around the world that are run through this app. Now, to get back to, specifically to your question, the Lake Worth Lagoon, the history of this lagoon here is really rich and interesting, being that it used to be a freshwater lake, not an estuary. Mm-hmm. And it was changed in the late 1800s, in around 1876 or so, and it became an estuary. And there was no river or anything leading into the lake. So over time, what we've had here that's been most detrimental is water quality issues and a degradation of actual shoreline habitats. We have a lot of bulkhead here as opposed to natural shoreline. Over the years, the county has spent millions of dollars in restoration projects like Snook Islands, where they've actually repaired to a great expense, but well worth the money, habitats in the lagoon. So we've gotten to a point now where we've recognized that these are successful projects that they've done, and they're looking for areas to do more. And the county actually gets a lot of state and federal funds now because of the success that they've had to improve the water quality and the habitats here. So what this data does is it shows, first of all, it quantifies in other ways the successes that they've had, because they're able to kind of look at the information of what these families are catching inside the lagoon in specific locations. In other words, are you catching more fish on restored habitats or directly adjacent to them than habitats that have not been restored? So it's the first time we've been able to quantify like that in a way that you can come back in and look at economic values of increased participation because of increased successes based on these habitat restoration projects.
Wow.
So from our perspective, the Angler Action Foundation, we just want to help the county improve habitats and improve the angler experience. And this free tournament is a great way for the county to move in that direction.
Now, you mentioned a couple of things that caught my ears. First of all, the app. Is it? You said iAngler Tournament? That's the name
Correct.
of it?
Correct.
And
One word.
I is the letter I or the word I?
Correct. iAngler. Kind of like the iPhone type.
Okay. I see.
Angler.
All right. iAngler Tournament. So that would be the app. And then you mentioned your foundation, but I didn't catch it. So if you would mention your foundation again.
Sure. We're the Angler Action Foundation. We used to be the Snook Foundation. It was formed originally by Marina, but once we started collecting data for fisheries managers around the country, it became interesting trying to explain to red snapper fishermen and Destin why a snook organization cares about a deep water snapper.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of adjust with our growth, and we became the Angler Action Foundation.
That's great. We have had people from various organizations. We've had the honor of having them on. One that comes to mind is CCA of Florida with the representative. Ironically, the representative has the same last name as you. Her name is Lisa, and her last name is Fitzgerald. We've had.
I know Lisa very well. It's a great organization. We have a lot of similar. Our missions run parallel to each other. And of course, Lisa runs that CCA Star Tournament, which coincidentally is a data collection tournament as well.
Right.
And my foundation built that app for them.
Oh, wow.
And we actually own the data to that, and we lease them the data for, in perpetuity. We're great partners with CCA.
Wow.
But then we're able to help use that information for managers to kind of get an idea over time, the size, structure of fish that are caught. Is there a change in the catch rate per hour for fishermen or for different species around the state? And it helps kind of show whether a species is in trouble or maybe doing a little better than they thought, just as a way to help kind of clear the picture for fisheries managers.
See, what I like about this is that everybody wins. You get to go fishing, you get to catch fish, you report what you catch, they take that information and they make use of that information so that whatever is happening, if it's happening and if the results are good, they know how to make them better. If the results aren't as good, they know how to work on making it better. Everybody wins. This is the kind of thing I like to promote. Everybody wins. Even the fish win.
for sure.
Even the fish win in this deal, right?
I was going to say, not to mention, too, that we're creating new, younger anglers that get hooked.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. That's really what it's all about. And also showing them that they can be an active participant in conservation and that type of an ethos just by going fishing and reporting their information to the right place. Lake Worth Lagoon doesn't get a whole lot of credit as a fishing destination, but we've gotten around 60 different species in the few years that we've been doing this tournament. And I suspect that number will go up because this is the first time we've done it in the winter. So,
wow.
And that's really important because, again, they're looking for areas to improve the habitat. And one thing we don't want to do is go into a spot and change the habitat where it was already productive, where fish were already using that spot. So we'll be able to see, with a little more accuracy where the bluefish are coming in the wintertime and species like that. So we know, okay, let's not touch this area. It's already productive. We don't want to try to fix what's not broken.
Right.
And make the most of it.
That's awesome. I like that. So now we have the Angler Action Foundation. Is that correct? Angler Action Foundation.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm writing notes as you're talking. Now, is that .com, .org? Is there a website?
The best way, we're talking about the tournament today is to go with our partner, which is Palm Beach County Environmental Resources Management. And I think the best way to do that is either, if you want to get more information on it, just go right to their Facebook page. I mean, it's a great, we really are lucky. Palm Beach County was so changed over time with development. And to have a county that's been so aggressive with trying to restore habitats and finding the value in that so that people want to get outside and enjoy time with their kids and their families outside in the county. It's a hard lesson to have learned, and I hope our counties to the north pay attention that it's always cheaper and better to protect it than to try to have to go back and fix it.
Amen. I agree.
But considering where we are, I couldn't be happier with Palm Beach County Environmental Resources and the work that they've done and continue to do. We have about 400 volunteers in the area that help us do little things with the county like that. We've adopted Snook Islands and Jupiter Ridge, and we do cleanups and mangrove plantings and these kinds of things that people like to do. But again, they don't really see what's happening in the water. So
this is
data tournament with the county is
a great way of doing that. Now, the on the Fishing in Florida show Facebook page, there is a link to this Palm Beach County Environmental. I believe that's the same link that I originally found you on, right? Will that take you, if they click on that will take them to the sign-up page and all the info?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yes, that's what I
and
thought.
I do think, I really think the quickest way to do it is just to download the app, and it'll ask you to create a profile. So if it's a minor doing it, we want the parent to actually control the account and put their contact information in and that sort of thing. But once you've created that information, and the reason that we do it this way is all of our apps, they're all private information that you log in with a password, so no one else can see your fishing locations and what you put, unless you choose to share it. So we don't expose any of that, top secret fisherman information. We all love each other, fishermen, until we see each other on the water, and then that's nothing to see here. I'm not catching anything. Move along. But then I think when you press the button on the app to search tournaments, right now the Lake Worth Lagoon Challenge is the very top one that shows up. And they'll ask you some.
The app shows more than one tournament, then.
Yes, sir. Yes, there's at any given time 20 or 30 running, like I said, around the country and around the world now.
Wow. Well, I'm going to have to download that now because we're already, one of the first things that we do in the morning is we try to announce about any tournaments that are going on in the area. And that was another reason that I wanted to have you on to kind of tell us, because nobody that I knew of had any information on it. So I figured the next best thing is go directly to the source and have the source on.
Right.
And tell us about it. This is awesome. I'm grateful that you take the time to share with us because, again, it's one of those things where everybody wins. And that's the kind of thing that I love to promote, where everybody wins. Even the kids win, even the fish win. We win. Our bodies are what, 80, 70, depending upon who you talk to, 75, 80% water. So if you're not taking care of the water around you, you've got serious problems coming.
That's right. Yeah, and you and I talked for a couple of minutes the other day, and you brought up the value of and the memories of fishing that stick with you your whole life.
Yeah.
And the importance of a family bond, and I couldn't agree more. It's become such a big part of my life, and I can easily trace it back to spending time with my grandparents and my parents in the rowboat,
Yeah.
And now, it's not what I do for a living. I'm a speech pathologist, but I've been writing for Florida Sportsman for 20 years and working for this foundation for almost as long now. And it's just a part of who I am.
Well, you give testimony to what I say about the community in our area, and I'm sure it's similar in other areas, but I promote ours because I'm here in the area, and that testimony is that we have people within our community that constantly come up and grab the bat, and they're ready to smack a home run. They're ready to pitch in and do what they can to help everybody. And this isn't just help Brett. This helps everybody. If you live here and people are concerned with the water quality that we have, and a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, we reported I was very upset at what was happening in the water around here. We were having discharges from the lake out into various areas. It was really hurting us. The West Coast had suffered something I'd never seen before, heard of before. Over 125 miles of the West Coast of Florida had devastated, just sea life that was devastated. It was very upsetting. It's really, really, really good feeling to know that we have come so far. It's still happening, but it's not happening at the degree that it was happening before. And the reason I believe that that's happening is people have been made aware of the very thing that you're helping to do, and that is to help them find out about what the water quality is, where the problems are at, and how can we make it better. So I think that's awesome.
I completely agree. I don't think there's any way to overstate the value of people getting involved in local and state civic type affairs like that. And a lot of people that don't fish have never realized the value of conservation that fishermen have. A lot of times it's kind of counterintuitive, really, if you don't understand fishing. You think, well, how can these people that are actually extracting from the resource be such a value to it? But once people become passionate about it, we become the most ardent defenders of that resource and their habitats. So, my organization really tries to encourage participation when the resource can handle it, and also participation in state and local and federal management practices, and capturing data is one easy way to do that. That's been incredibly beneficial.
Well, it is truly awesome to have you on, my friend, and share with us. And it is the iAngler, and it is like iPhone, iAngler tournament app that you want to download. I take it's at all the major stores. Is that correct?
It is. Yes, it is. And it's and this particular tournament is the Lake Worth Lagoon Fishing Challenge. And you'll see that it requires you to register. And there's one thing about it that it requires is that you have to have an identifier in the photo of your fish. So either a clearly marked letter W, as in like Lake Worth in the lagoon, or the peace sign if you're holding the fish up and it's what we call a grip and grin. One of those two things should be in the image to make it count. And then every registrant becomes eligible to win some drawings by chance.
Excellent.
The county and some other sponsors have Angle Cooler and Coastal Angler Magazine, and of course we'll mail out some prizes too. But everybody that enters every fish entry increases their chances of winning a drawing by chance type prize.
Wow. This is the kind of thing where you go, even if you don't catch a fish, you win. And what I mean by that is you're out there doing your thing. There are other people out there doing their thing, but by the very effort of you being out there and attracting other people, you know what it is when we see a group of people somewhere, that attracts our attention right off the bat. So you could be out there, you may not ever catch a fish, but if you're bringing other people in and they are catching fish and they're reporting the data, everybody's going to win. And that's the kind of thing that I love to promote, and I appreciate people like you who kind of work that. Who, without you, I don't think this kind of stuff would happen. Really, to be honest with you, without people like you and CCA of Florida and Ocean 8 360, and there's another one I can't think of right off the bat. stuff like this wouldn't be happening. Our environment wouldn't be getting cleaned up. It would be the same old thing over and over. So I appreciate you bringing the passion in and the work and the effort. And now we have people knowing about it. So that's phenomenal. Carolyn, let me give you an opportunity to say goodbye. Brett, thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. God bless you. Wish you an awesome day. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Love to get updates in the future, and I love the fact that it's a tournament that doesn't cost anything. Is the best part.
Yeah, most people can afford free.
Yep, and that gets you out there and get some good air in your lungs. So thank you for putting that together.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Once again, my appreciation to you, my friend.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun. I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show every Sunday morning from 8 to 10 on the WCET Radio Network. And now, from the Sunshine State, transmitting from Palm Beach County off the southeastern coast of Florida, your host, Scala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show. Good morning to you. If you're just joining us, we will have a link set up to the archives. The archive, and the fastest way to find a link is to go on our Facebook page. That's the Fishing in Florida show on Facebook. Give us a like while you're there. Makes us relevant, helps us to be relevant in the searches when people go looking for us. And you can listen to us live from Facebook. If you click on the Contact Us, that's one of the ways you can listen to us. Another way you can listen to us if you have the TuneIn app. If you go to Marina Rock Radio, thank you, Marina Rock, for allowing us to share your airwaves this every Sunday morning. You can go to Marina Rock Radio. You can find us there. Or you can go, if you're on the web, you can go to www.wcetfm.com. We have a player there as well. So we try to make it as easy as possible. The easiest way of all of those, of course, is we do have our own app. And I can promise you this, the app has no spyware, no adware, and no push notifications. Just a way to listen to our network that we have available, and that's probably the easiest of all those ways. So let me welcome back my co-host, Carolyn. And Carolyn is with Alice Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn. Welcome back, my dear.
Oh, absolutely, especially Valentine's Day, Scala.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day to all of you out there. Now, I know the name of the show is Fishing in Florida, but we do have people from all around. I think of Captain Clyde. He's out there in Louisiana. There's a couple of, I can't think of the guy out in Washington that we have on. We haven't had him on in a while, but and we have him from all over. North Carolina, we have Captain Ron, who hasn't been on in a while, but he's up in the North Carolina, or one of the Carolina areas. And so this morning I have a young lady from, I think she's in Louisiana. She was, her name was given to me by Wanda, who will be on right after her. And her name is Amy. Welcome, Amy, to the Fishing in Florida show.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Amy. I know we chit-chatted on Facebook, but we've never had a chance to talk yet. So welcome to our show.
Well, thank you, and thank you for having me. I'm actually not in Louisiana. Wanda just knows me. I'm actually in Tampa, Florida, so I am a Florida girl.
Hot dog. There we go. So she fit right in.
She's an Angelia turf.
Yeah, she's Angelia and Pam. And Pam's over on that side of the state as well. And so are you a guide, a captain? I don't know a whole lot about you, but you were referred by Wanda. When Wanda refers a lady angler to me, one of the things that we love to promote on the show are lady anglers. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I'm not a guide and I'm not a captain, but I'm maybe working my way towards getting my captain's license one day. I am a Navy veteran. I retired about I spent 20 years in the Navy. I retired about 3 years ago. And I grew up bass fishing in Tennessee. And when I went into the Navy, I just kind of lost it just because of the work I was doing and things like that. But once I retired and I moved here to Tampa, I got back into fishing, be it saltwater fishing, which isn't bad at all. I actually really enjoy it, but I use it for therapeutic reasons, to help depression and anxiety and PTSD and things like that. And once I saw how much it was actually helping me to be on the water and be out in nature and outdoors and the beautiful scenery that we have here in Florida, I thought it would be a great idea for me to start helping other veteran organizations get women more involved in fishing and being in the outdoors. So that's kind of been my mission since I retired 3 years ago, is to get more women outdoors.
Wow. So. How do you follow that up now? Go ahead, Carolyn.
I'm speechless. I was reading on Amy about being a vet and how long she was in, and getting out, and another woman angler, and that's all you have to say is putting your time in for helping the world and our country is just an amazing thing, and that you can now use fishing as a tool to help yourself and others. Awesome. It's just an amazing thing.
It really is. And I've actually started helping another organization here in Tampa called England for Relief, and they take out, I work with the captains. I'm kind of like a liaison between the nonprofit and the captains in the area. And we take out pediatric cancer families as well. Now that with the whole COVID thing, we can't really do group events. So they pay the captains, to take out one of our pediatric cancer families. And so not only do veterans get, healing properties from being out on the water and experiencing the outdoors, but our pediatric cancer families as well. So.
Wow. Well, Carolyn, you want to tell her?
No. Oh, do I want to tell her what about my?
Carolyn is a cancer. I call them cancer victors.
Oh.
So Carolyn is one who's had experience with cancer as well as myself. I think of us as victors, not survivors. I beat that thing, and I'll beat it back if it ever decides to try to return. It's just the way I look at it. I am ever so grateful for what you do. Again, this is a testimony to our, where we talk about the fishing community and how there are people within the community that reach out and they go above and beyond. As a vet, I know that the average is about 22 of us a day here in the United States decide to, do something that we really shouldn't even think about, but it happens. It's reality. And if there aren't people that are stepping in and allowing them a release, because I believe that a lot of this that's happening to our vets is happening because they don't have a release of some sort. It's building up. It's like kind of like a balloon, if you will. And it's just a little puff here and a little puff there and a little puff here. But after that goes on for years, it's no longer just a little puff anymore. Every little bit, the balloon has stretched to the point of it's getting ready to burst. And if somebody can't come in and allow the release of that, to show them a way to release that pressure. And for me, fortunately, I grew up fishing, so fishing for me was like, second nature. The fastest I could get to the water was the fastest I could bait some hooks and get them in the line, get the lines in the water and start fishing. And it's always been relaxing for me. So when you say that it helps with the different things that are PTSD, and the other things that occur with veterans, I can attest to that, and I think that people who go fishing have to feel that to some degree. I mean, that's one of the wonderful things about being out there in nature and understanding the blessing that you have, that God has given us. I've said many times, if you don't like water, you're in the wrong place, pal. Go back up north, because we got water literally everywhere. This state is like a sponge, whether you realize it or not. We've got literally water everywhere. I don't care how far inland you go. There is water. So if you don't like water, you're in the wrong place. And water is one of the greatest blessings that we have. Prior to you coming on, we were talking about water quality and how people were concerned. People are getting more aware of the water quality. Our bodies are 75-80% water. Again, if you don't like water, you're in the wrong place. This is a wonderful way to introduce people, especially ladies, because I know from experience and having all the different ladies that we have on, I think of Betty Bowman, who has Ladies Let's Go Fishing, how she takes the ladies who are intimidated. They've just, because it has been up until recently pretty much a male-dominated industry. I mean, you think of fishing, you don't think, I don't want to be like a male chauvinist, but honestly, when you think about it, you think of fishing, do you see a picture in your mind? Do you see a shadow of a man fishing, or do you see a shadow of a woman fishing? I would venture to say those who want to be honest would say, yeah, it's a guy fishing, because we've always associated that. And the women are, in my life, have been a vital component of the family being able to stay together, because they liked and they weren't intimidated by the fishing. If we can continue to do that, and if we can continue while doing that to release the pressure that has been built up by the experiences that some of these ladies have been through, that's absolutely astonishing. It's wonderful. It's great. Tell me a little bit more about how do people find out about any of this stuff?
So, people are more than welcome to always contact me. My Instagram is Lady Vets Fishing, and if I can't directly help them, then I will. There's several nonprofits in the Tampa Bay area, and I know there's 2 or 3 that I know of that's in the Miami area, like Operation Wet Vet, which is actually they're doing a event up here this next week in Tampa, and there's just so many veteran organizations out there that take service members and veterans out fishing. It's literally a Google search, and I know for women, and I was like this too when I first got into the fishing community and up here in this area, was that anytime, going along your lines of, you always see men out fishing. The same thing with like nonprofits for anything, for veterans, for pediatric cancer, for anything. A lot of things is all they see is men, and really all they see is men at these events. And so, women, we have our own set of problems, outside of men. No, I'm joking. But if a woman continuously sees a nonprofit, that's just men, and they don't ever see women, then women tend to think that those things just aren't for them, and they can't attend, or they don't want to attend because they don't want to be the only woman there, and things like that. So that's been kind of my mission, is to kind of raise awareness for these veteran nonprofits, that there are female veterans. While we're a very, very low percentage, of the military, and same thing with being a veteran, but they need to start incorporating more women into their nonprofits so that more women will actually come forward and want to do outdoorsy type things. Because I know, just for me, just as well as men, like fishing to me is a competition, and that helps. Like the military kind of raises us, from the time you come in to you retire or you get out. We are competitive by nature.
Yep.
And so that's what fishing is to me, is it's a competition, whether I'm in a tournament every weekend or I'm just going out with my friends fishing. It is always a competition.
That's a way to look at it, Even if you go alone, even if you're fishing alone, it's a competition. Are you going to catch one or not?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never looked
So,
at it
yeah,
that way.
people. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead,
I was
Carolyn.
going to say, I absolutely know what Rascalo will laugh because he knows I fish a lot by myself off my dock. And, every time I hook up to something, I don't know if it's going to be a stinky catfish that's barking at me or if it's going to be something that's a little too slippery that I want to touch. So I got to go out there with a little bag of rags, a couple hot dogs. He laughs at me. That's crazy stuff like that.
I laughed because she uses. I think you were the one who was telling me you were fishing with hot dogs, right? Was that you or was that Angelia?
Yeah, no, that's me. I have a full bait freezer in the freezer in our garage with shrimp and squid and all that kind of stuff. Silver shinies, and I forget about them and I run right for the hot dogs.
I've actually seen people fishing with like chicken wings from Publix.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
you just never know what you can use for bait, and you never know what you're going to catch.
Hey, with the cost of some of the bait that's out there, it might be cheaper to go get a dozen wings.
Exactly.
That's funny. Oh, that is really funny. I guess you could use that. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're fishing for grouper or I can't think of the big ones. What's the really big guys? I can't think of the name of the big guys.
Oh, the Goliath grouper?
The Goliath, yeah. Yeah, I guess if you're fishing for them, that would be great bait. Oh, my gosh.
I think I've actually seen some YouTube videos where people used like whole chickens.
Holy
and
smokes.
they like sent them down, for Goliath groupers, and that's how they were catching them.
Holy smokes. A whole chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
A whole chicken.
Wow.
And then they like hand line them in with like these big ropes. I'm not sure what kind of ropes they're using, but then they hand line them in. Yeah, it's crazy.
My goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Those the Goliath groupers get pretty big, seriously big. I wish they would allow people to harvest them every once in a while because from what I hear over on the West Coast, on your coast side of the state, they're really plentiful over there. I mean, they're really, really getting plentiful over there. Very, very large.
They're
family.
kind of taking over offshore, and it's great. I mean, and they're moving into the Bay, the Tampa Bay area. So I know somebody was telling me that just along some of the bridges that go across the Bay, along the pylons, they can actually catch probably like 100, 150 pound ones, which is crazy to think that that's in the Bay.
Yeah, that something like that is inside the wow.
Yeah,
it's a pretty big fish.
It is.
One of my fondest memories was my dad. One of his favorite places to take us was to Naples. They had a fishing pier. I think it's still there. I think it's Naples. Yeah.
Yep, it's still there.
Yeah, and it was for me. It was an awesome place to go fishing because it had these like. I don't know how you describe it. You go out a certain ways, and there was like a little island of the fish pier, and you go out another ways, another little island, and then you go out to the very end. And I would always love to go out to the very end. And I was fishing there one day in the afternoon, and I'm probably about 15 years old, and these kids came up, and they said, can we have, your leftovers? We had the leftover of the mullet. We would cut mullet for bait. Yeah, it was just, the bones and a little bit of meat. So, yeah, you can have it in the head. So and I saw that they'd gone around a couple of other people. I was curious to see what they were doing. They were carrying a rope with them. And so they went to almost to the very end of the pier, and they took these and they put them on a big hook and they threw them overboard with this rope. And I laughed. And I thought, that's a joke. That all the little fish are going to eat that up. It'll be gone. They're going to come back with just a hook. Big commotion breaks out about an hour and a half later. I totally forgot about it. Big commotion breaks out. They come down. All these people are down there, and they're all yelling and screaming. And I look down in the water, and there's this huge Goliath grouper they had caught. It was 400 and some odd pounds. And
oh my goodness!
This was so long ago. They didn't have all the restrictions that they have today. The word had gotten out that these kids had caught this thing by the time they had to drag it up to the shore. They had to clear the shore of any swimmers because this thing got loose. It was big enough to hurt somebody. They cleared the shore, and by the time they got it to the shore, they had somebody from one of the restaurants ready to buy it right there on the spot. It was amazing.
Wow.
This thing was huge. My gosh, this thing was so big. It was unbelievable. And I laughed at him. So that just goes to show you how my ignorance worked. I really thought, what are they going to catch with, just guts like that? And this big hook and a rope. I figured, well, the fish would see that rope. I'm not going anywhere near that thing. Look at that thing coming down from up there. I'm not touching that. But the hook was enormous. The hook was huge. Anyway, yeah. So that was one of my greatest memories of Goliath groupers. Yeah, crazy things. Carolyn put herself on mute.
No, I didn't. I was actively listening, and I don't want you to get my background noise as I'm pouring another coffee. But no, I think it's absolutely awesome. I can't wait to hear more about what's going on, and I see all the stuff that you're doing on Facebook, which is amazing. Another female angler, which is awesome.
Yeah, we love female anglers. Without female anglers, we wouldn't have the incentive for others to go. You know, it's like you said about if they only see men around nonprofits, then there's not much of an incentive for a woman to get in there. But once they start seeing women breaking the ice, then that will attract more women. So it's that kind of thing.
I totally agree. Myself and another lady angler, Melissa Larson, we're going to be fishing in the Power Pole Pro Redfish tournament up in Louisiana next weekend. No, weekend after next. Had to think about the dates. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to be the only female team in the whole series so far.
Oh, wow.
So there's been other lady anglers, you know, they fish with their husbands or, you know, another guy on the boat. But we so far, I think we're the only like female team to fish the tournament. So wish us luck.
Cool. Well, Carolyn's part of an all-female team as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love the all-female team. And I'll tell you, the guys, usually when we fish with whatever boat we're donated and we fish on, they laugh from the morning we get on the boat until the afternoon when we leave. And we've even I broke my nose one time on one of the dolphin tournaments, and the captain's like, "Do you want to go back in?" And we're like, "Nope, not till the lines are out." Nope, we're staying. So we got some Scotch tape. We taped up my nose, and the guys the crew loves fishing with women because we are diehard.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and we listen and. Yeah, I know so many captains are like, I love fishing with female teams just because you guys listen and, you know, you listen to everything we tell you to do. And yeah, it's great to be able to get a group of women together who love to fish and to be able to go out and even win a tournament. I won, speaking of Naples has a great tournament every year in September called Naples Take a Soldier Fishing.
Oh, cool.
And they usually bring in about 150 or 160 active duty and wounded warriors in for like an amazing, like all expense paid weekend. And there's usually an inshore and an offshore division that people fish in. So the first year that I was in Tampa, I was stationed here at McDill, and this email came across for this, and I'm like, oh, that looks fun. Let me sign up. So I signed up, and I got another girl from work to sign up with me, and we went down, you know, for the captain's meeting and everything, met our captain. Our captain had actually requested a female team, and so we were lucky enough to get to be fishing with him. His name was Bruce Jackmack. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He passed away three years ago now, I believe. And so we went into that tournament not really knowing, you know, really who he was or anything. And we ended up winning the tournament.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
That's
like we were
awesome.
the first women to win that tournament. At that point, I think they had only been, that was like the 9th or 10th year that they had been doing it. And of course, you know, all the guys gave us grief and saying, oh, the captain, you know, casted your lines for you and reeled in your fish. And, you know, like we were just catching nothing but grief. And our captain actually stood up for us and was like, are you kidding me, man? These girls like reeled in everything. And we really did. I mean, it got to where like, I wouldn't even let him like he did cast for us a couple of times, but that was before he knew that I knew how to fish. And so, yeah, I mean, it was great. That was like the really start to my like fishing career in the Tampa area. So that's really what started me getting back into fishing and wanting to be on the water. And yeah, so Naples is a very, very awesome, amazing community, and they're all like family to me at this point.
Well, it's good to know
so
that
excited to have you on the show.
Yeah, it's good to know that the pier is there. Many, many fond memories at that pier. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on about how many many times we went to that pier. It was not uncommon for us to go as a family fishing 3 or 4 times a month. Literally every weekend, we would go fishing somewhere. And one of the favorite places was Naples, and one of our other favorite places was the Keys. We'd fish a lot of the bridges down in the Keys. And one of the best bridges that I don't know why they shut it down, but one of the best bridges to fish under was the Card Sound Bridge. They had a very unusual catwalk. Unlike other catwalks, this was just almost at the water's level underneath the bridge. The bridge is extremely tall, but the catwalk didn't. Like I said, it's not like other catwalks. It was down at the bottom of the bridge, down almost at the level of the water. Anyway, yeah, some of the best stuff that you can do is take your family fishing. Doesn't cost a lot. You enjoy what God has given us. Kind of humbling, in a way. For me, it's always been relaxing, and it's a way to de-stress. And I think for a lot of us who have had the experience of being in the service, need to be able to de-stress, especially with the craziness that's going on today with all this other stuff happening. Doesn't help. Mm-hmm. So a way to get out. And it's good that we have people that can point that out. So how does somebody get to work with you, Amy? Or do you pick people? How does all that work?
Really, I mean, I just have people who randomly message me on Facebook or on Instagram, and then I work with some of the nonprofits here in the area, and then they take them out. I'm just kind of a liaison.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Per se, yeah.
Yeah, because
usually, like, if there's like a veteran event going on in the area, I will usually reach out to those people and say, hey, how many women? I specifically will ask them, hey, how many women do you have signed up? And then they'll tell me, and I'm like, give me 5 or 6, spots for women, and let me fill those spots so that you have a female presence there.
Yeah.
And I've never had anybody say no to me about that.
Yeah, it would be foolish of them to say no, because whether they realize it or not, women are becoming the fastest growing component of the fishing industry, far faster than the men are. They're putting the men to shame with how fast that component of the fishing industry is growing. So it would be silly of them to say no. And I'm glad that they don't. I really am, because I think it's a vital component, and it needs to be there. We need to have that balance. I think that in certain areas in our lives, we need to have that balance. We have to have that input, because it just helps balance things out. They say there's laws of the universe. There's up and there's down. There's left, there's right. There's forward, there's backwards. That's kind of one of the laws of the universe. There's a male and there's a female. There's the input from each, and through the input of each is I believe is where you get a lot of joy and a lot of satisfaction. So I'm grateful for what you do, my friend. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Now, I just got a text from Wanda. She wants to be on, but she can't. She's having issues, so we won't be able to have Wanda on. I was hoping to have Wanda and you on at the same time. Wanda could praise you as well, give you some of her praises.
And Wanda's doing amazing things for the lady anglers, like all over the U.S., by being able to promote and give women a place to just go advertise and to talk to her. And Wanda's just amazing people.
Well, another promoter, and that's what we like, because in that promotion, everybody wins, really, if you think about it. Everybody wins. Mm-hmm. Where would we be without, me as a man, where would I be without my mom? I wouldn't be here. If my mom wasn't here, I wouldn't be here. So where would you be without the women in the world, you guys? So
I have to tell you, the coolest thing about Wanda is I've never personally met her yet, and we've been talking for years. And not that I look at her as almost like a den mother, or if we're in a college dorm, she's the RA that keeps all the girls in line and make sure that everyone has the right dress on when they go out, and the right make sure you tell me what time you're coming home. She's amazing. She promotes us. She makes us she made a video for me and my Pink Ladies team that I could never even think about doing, just because she wants to get us girls out there and fish and show that we can fish and get other women and young girls
help promote it. Yep.
She's an idol, and I can't wait to give her the biggest hug ever.
I know. I'm hoping. I'm actually going up to Louisiana this next weekend to kind of pre-fish and practice with Melissa for the tournament. So I'm hoping to get a chance to be able to meet Wanda this weekend or this next weekend.
Cool. Well, you make sure you give her a hug for me, and I'm sure Carolyn would want one as well. So give her an extra hug for the both of us, and tell her thank you. And it has been an honor.
And I'll tell you what, I'll keep my South Florida house open for all you girls. If you want a weekend and everybody wants to come in and crash and fish our 33-foot hydro sport, we just got to get everybody in at the same time, and there's tons of room for us to flop.
Well, I might just take you up on that. Or if you ever have a extra spot on a tournament team, I will be more than happy to come down and fish with you on a tournament.
Cool.
I would love that. If you girls find tournaments on your way over in Tampa, or even up her way, all they do is ask for folks to donate boats, and they always say yes. So if you got some good ladies tournaments over that way, you've got some grouper tournaments, just keep your eyes out, stay in touch with me, and we'll come up with a boat.
Sounds good.
Wish you an awesome day, my dear. I hear that we're on this side of the state. We're supposed to get some nasty weather. Hope you can avoid that over there. And I wish you an awesome day. And we're looking forward to having you back on sometime in the future with an update. God bless.
Great. Well, thank you so much for the invite.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclubb.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge, Flea and tick dip's also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. It just caught me a grouper. So fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah. Fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. I get a kick out of some of my grandkids, and I asked one of them one day, would you record something for me? And they're so eager to be a part of something, and so I had him record this. So this is from one of my grandkids.
I'm Caleb. You're listening to the Fishing in Florida Show on WCETFM.com.
He's so serious.
Let me tell you, I heard that, and I'm like, that was a great one take.
Oh, that was it. Actually, it was a bunch of takes. It took me quite a while because he would get all excited and flustered, and we had to probably about 4 or 5 takes before I could get him to finally do it all. It was but I tell him I will play it. And so if he's listening this morning, Caleb, you heard yourself. I played it for you. It's amazing. He's comes up with some of the most. I'll tell you what. Some of the kids that are coming up now are just knock your socks off kind of stuff. He's the one who said to me something about. I have it recorded somewhere. Something about what's the purpose of life if you're going to die anywhere. How does that come out of a 7-year-old? How in the world? Where does that? I said to him, Where did you hear that? He said, I didn't hear that anywhere. I'm just wondering, where did that come from?
Wow,
so.
it's amazing. It's 7 years old. I would have been in Connecticut, probably throwing a crab trap off of a dock, delivering papers. I wouldn't have even had the concept at that time.
He's really, really knocked my socks off with some of the stuff that he said to me. It's just like, I can't believe that you're 7. Are you sure? You're not more like, 20? Some of the questions he has are just amazing. So again, another reason he loves to go fishing. Another reason to take him fishing. They tell you what's on their mind. And as a grandparent, I have found that a lot of times they'll tell me what they don't want to tell their mom or their dad. They'll tell me first before they tell them. So you become a liaison, if you will. And one of the best ways to do that is take them fishing. They had a blast when I took them. Like I said earlier, there's water everywhere around here. We have freshwater canals, brackish water canals, and they're loaded with fish. I take them over there, and we put a couple of worms on, and tried the I think they're called trailers from Captain Clyde, and I was astonished. He has a scent on them. Threw them in, and they caught fish. It was amazing. And when the kids catch fish, their eyeballs are like golf balls. Their eyes are wide open, and oh my gosh, they're all excited until they get to touch the fish. Oh, but it's memories. These are things that they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
There's no doubt. And usually when I fish for sailfish and things like that, it's usually the crew will hook the fish and hand you the rod. And I wanted to learn how to do it this last weekend when we went to Mexico. And I didn't realize when a sailfish hits your line, the only way you can explain it is like a dog that just grabbed a rope toy and just starts shaking it. and it was crazy. And then, of course, you're supposed to start counting and letting the line go out for 6 seconds, and then you do something else with the drag. And for me, in my brain, as soon as it hit and it started shaking, I forgot everything else they told me. So that's when I had a really messy backsplash. But I'll tell you, I'd rather learn how to do it and do it badly at first than not know what I'm supposed to be looking for. And it's all about learning. And you could learn at 7, you could learn at 55, you could learn at 4 years old.
It really, I think part of it also is how the person is going to let you learn. Are they gonna, what's the right word I'm talking? Are they gonna speak down to you? Oh, that was, you did that was stupid or something like that. Or are they gonna say, hey, that was great? Even though you messed up, that was great. You tried. That kind of thing. I think it has a lot to do with it. How open someone will be to learning all of that stuff. And I think
I'll tell you what. Yeah, and even when I went out with Real Captivating, and it was a team of 5 guys at tournament fish, they didn't care if I got the fishing line all tangled up. They didn't care if I lost 2 sailfish, even though we're counting fish. They didn't care. They'd rather know that in the future, if they need help or we fish another tournament, that I could maybe be proficient enough to go pick up a rod and do something with it. And they just had a great time. They were so understanding and very slow. They took their time with us. It was a pretty awesome trip.
Cool. Well, I'm pretty sure we have Angelia on. Angelia is, of course, known as the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Good morning, Miss Angelia.
Good morning. I apologize in advance for all the noise this morning, but I am out on the water and I am
That's what
trolling,
I figured.
So.
Lucky girl. Lucky girl.
In fact, I was neurotically watching the time, and I wanted to make sure all the lines were clear because we've gone through some weeds this morning. And everybody knows if you have weeds on your lures, they're never going to hit it.
That's
so
true.
I was taking a little time before 9:45 to reset all the lures, put another line out, and now we are back trolling south. We are just south of Conch Reef in Isla Mirada right now, and we are heading down towards your favorite place in the world, Scala, Alligator Reef.
Oh, my goodness.
I've been watching the weather for several days, knowing we were coming out this morning to troll. We hit the water at like 5:45 this morning, and we have had no luck thus far. But the weather is really, really odd. We had a straight southerly wind at sunrise this morning, and it should have shifted around a little bit southeast by now. But they predicted 2 to 3 foot seas, and we come out in the dark through the channel this morning, and it's straight up 5 foot seas.
Oh my gosh!
So. We have been rough riding. We will be beat up this afternoon, but we are doing our best to see if we can catch some fish today. And like I said, we just cleared all the lines. We got a little bit of weeds. We had a big, beautiful, giant sea turtle this morning. And we're just enjoying the day. Like everybody says, a bad day on the water is way better than a good day on land. So we're praying for not a bad day. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
And everything's still exciting as heck this summer. And I mean, not this summer. Oh, my God. This winter in the Keys, the manatees are still thick as can possibly be. The dolphins have been going nuts breeding on Bayside. And anybody who's never seen that, it is absolutely amazing. I've had some tourists say, oh, my God, why are the dolphins fighting? They are not fighting.
So, Angelia, I have to tell you something crazy. I went down to Isla Mujeres, Mexico. We fished one day
dying to hear about it.
Oh, I have to tell you the craziest thing ever. We had sailfish jumping in the bow wake like dolphins. I never saw that before.
That
was
is
insane.
awesome.
Right. So we, my girlfriend has all the videos she's going to be sending me later. We had hooked up to 27 sailfish of probably 31. After 3, she was done. She called it for the day. They gave me 10. I couldn't take any more. And then the guys caught the rest. And I'll tell you, I never saw bait balls and frigate birds and literally schools of sailfish feet behind the back of the boat like a mahi would be. It was insane.
That is awesome. Oh, my gosh. I'm so jealous.
That's the kind of stuff you dream about.
You were trying to get up to me on Friday, and when I get home, we got held up in customs for 3 hours because they thought our trip was a little too short, if you know what I mean. And so they kept us for a long, long time. But I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get you up here. We'll drop our 33 Hydrosport in the water and go out and find some dolphins for you.
Hey, you gotta love customs. I've got some really good customs story we'll share when we're together on the boat. Customs can be a real pain in the rear.
Yeah.
Especially when you throw in
customs. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I was going to say, especially when you're pretty girls, you show up and you've got some fish laundry in your suitcase. You could tell them touch it if you want.
Yeah. They look at you like you're crazy. Yeah, I've gotten hauled up by customs for as much as 24 hours, and boy, it just stinks, man. It's terrible and stressful.
Wow.
The best is customs in Central America with like 19-year-old boys and automatic rifles. That's really fun.
Gee, me.
Of course, I'm being sarcastic.
I know.
Well, let me tell you, it was crazy. It was crazy. Piece of cake getting into Mexico. Getting back from Mexico, not so easy.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
You want to get out, we'll just kick you right where the good Lord split you, right? But coming back, that's a whole nother story.
Isn't that funny? And I keep teasing about just that subject, but that's a whole nother subject. But even with the wind out here off the reef edge today, the water is beautiful, it's clear, it's pretty, and the seas have laid down just a little bit for us, thank goodness. But we've got full sun and probably 76 degrees, and it's a beautiful day out here. So as I always say, anybody who wants to get down here to the Keys and go fishing, it is a great time of year for it. And we're not giving up yet. We're hell-bent on catching something this morning. So we didn't come out here at 5 a.m. for nothing. Even though, like I said, a good day on the water is better than a bad day on land, everybody.
There's always the plan B, which is to drift across the ledge there and see if you can get some grouper. Snapper.
Absolutely. And we've got a plan B, and I've got bait for a plan B, but I really like to run that morning troll out till at least 10 a.m. So like I said, I cleared everything before I got on the air. I cleared everything. I put some fresh bait on. I changed lures because obviously what I was doing this morning wasn't being productive. And come about 10:15 or something, we'll probably end up going up onto the reef onto a patch, which I brought bait for. And you always got to have a plan B, everybody. You always have a plan B and maybe a plan C and maybe even a plan D, but you got to have a plan B. And I'm always ready for plan A, B, and C. But it's just absolutely gorgeous. We ran by a big, giant loggerhead earlier today.
Oh, cool.
I said, the weather's beautiful. The seas are starting to lay it down a little bit. This morning was a bit sporty for my taste, but they say smooth seas never made a good sailor, so I'm always game. But
how far out are you?
What's that?
How far out are you?
We are probably a quarter of a mile off where the reef drops. The reef will drop, depending on where you're at along the reef edge. The reef will drop anywhere from 50 to 80 feet to 120 to 200 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on where you're at on the reef edge. We just now got south of Tavernier Creek. We are just outside of like Davis and Crocker Reef for anybody who knows the area. And we have firmly decided that we're going to troll all the way down to at least Alligator. And if the seas on Oceanside are still really rough, I'll run us back on the inside on Bayside, because with the southerly winds like this, Bayside will be beautiful. It'll be glassy, you know?
Wow.
So running this direction is not nearly as smooth as running northbound or northeastern, but the southwestern course that we're on now, we're at like 227 degrees southeasterly. I'm sorry. Yeah, southeasterly. I had to think about that. But we're going to get down to about Alligator, and if we don't get lucky, we'll go up on the reef, and if the seas stay like this, I'll run us back up north on the inside, on the bay side. Like I said, with this direction of wind, we'll be glassy on the bay side. And Bayside's been really, really fun lately because of all of the manatees and all of the dolphins. And speaking of manatees, I have a really strange story I got to share with you guys. Everybody knows how much I love those darn manatees. They are just amazing, and I could go on and on and on about them forever. But I'm always telling boaters to be very, very cautious and be careful because of the sea life. I've watched a turtle with a horrible prop scar this year drown on the reef while I watched it, which was just heartbreaking for me. And then a couple weeks back, I came upon a manatee, a female, very large, probably 1,000, 1,200-pound manatee on Bayside, and she had a prop scar in her, not a scar, but a fresh wound, a fresh prop wound in her back that was so horrible that I called FWC and every kind of animal protection unit that I could find, and nobody really did anything. And I followed this poor girl for a couple days, and she had about a 9-month-old calf with her. And she finally beached herself just north of Dusenberry Creek up in Blackwater Sound. Actually, that's not true. I'm sorry, up in Tarpon Basin. She finally beached herself, and this poor 9-month-old calf that didn't know anything but her mother curled up beside her beached mother and actually nursed for a day or two. It was just heartbreaking. And it took a couple days for the mother to die, but no one ever came out and picked up the bodies or saved the baby. And the baby laid right beside her mother until she died. And the 4 or 5 days that there were 50 buzzards and vultures swarming around these carcasses, I couldn't even stand to go look because it was so heartbreaking. So about 3 days ago, I finally went up in there and looked again, and darn if there aren't 2 carcasses still floating with bones on the bottom of the seafloor, and just heartbreaking. So my whole point of this story is a reminder for boaters to please be careful. The manatees are still here. They're still here in numbers. They're in the middle of some of the ICW waterways on Bayside, in the middle of the creeks. So please be careful. Please watch your speed. These animals are precious beings, and they're endangered. So it was a very heartbreaking experience for me. I've never quite seen anything like it. And I don't know why Fish and Game would not come out and pick up the baby. But maybe they let nature take its course. I'm not really sure. But yeah, everybody be careful. After seeing a manatee die this year and a sea turtle die just this winter, please be careful, boaters. Boater safety is everything. And our marine mammals are very, very precious. So
Amen.
Everybody watch yourself.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
No, I was going to say, like, even stories, I mean, manatees, you even have stories of folks not being very safety conscious and actually hitting humans. So, I mean, it's that time when the weather and the seas start getting warmer, you just got to be boaters. Please be aware. It could be manatee, it could be a person, it could be anything.
Absolutely. And more these days, you'll have divers that are swimming around hundreds of yards beyond their boat, and they're dragging a buoy with a diver down flag really, really close to the surface. And if you're not paying attention, you could seriously endanger that person's life. So it's really, really of the most crucial importance that everybody is watching where they're going and paying attention to their surroundings, other boats, divers, marine mammals, you name it. But it's very crucial for our ecosystem to not be killing these precious animals. So to see 2 animals die in the last 6 months that are on our endangered species list is just heartbreaking to me. I mean, terrible. So, and they're all coming back in numbers, but they're not going to come back in numbers if we keep killing them. So,
That's
and by
true.
the way, just for reference, the manatee, our Florida manatee, it has no natural predators. The only cause of death for them is human beings and boats. So that's just a little something for people to think about. This poor giant animal has no natural predators except for us. So, and it's all boats.
Wow. Awesome beings. I remember them vividly in the saltwater canals in Coral Gables. They would load up during the colder months because the canals would be the water would be a little warmer in the canals, and awesome beings. We called them sea cows was our nickname for them because they were kind of like cows in the water. They would eat a lot of the vegetation.
And sea cows they are. They are truly sea cows. They are the most precious, loving, most personable water mammals I've ever seen in my life, and that's one of their downfalls is they're just too friendly and too curious.
Yeah, wow. All right, my friend. Well, we are rapidly running out of time, so before we do that, let me give you an opportunity. If people want to reach you, the Florida Salty Cowgirl, how do they do that?
You can always find me on social media, Florida Salty Cowgirl on Facebook, Florida Salty Cowgirl Angelia on Instagram, and very shortly I'll have my website back up. I've got a big article coming out about me in the Outdoors magazine, which I'm really excited about. I'll keep you posted. And we got a YouTube channel in the works as well as my
lost her.
very easy to find. Florida Salty Cowgirl. You'll find me.
Hot dog.
Fish on. She's probably going to yell fish on.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Carolyn, thank you. Greatly appreciate you stepping in and being co-host today. Angelia, if you can still hear me, wish you an awesome day, my dear. And we're completely out of time. God bless everybody. We'll talk to you in about a week.
Some lines.
Come on, baby, let's go. Don't forget your bikini. I wake up.